Okay, so I've been an avid Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing game person since about 1983. Red Book of Dungeons and Dragons was my first one. So I think it was 83, 84 somewhere. Um, but there's been this war lately in the community about first edition, second edition, fifth edition. Hasbro's the root of all evil. You have to play this original edition or you're not a true gamer. What qualifies you? We're going to take Hasbro down, whatever. We're going to dispel a few things. First off, the edition wars, bullshit. If you're sitting at a table full of people and you're enjoying playing, I don't give a shit if it's first edition, fifth edition, second edition. Enjoy what you're doing. Have fun at the table you're at. That's what it's all about. If somebody comes along and tells you you're doing it wrong, tell them to go, do whatever they want to do. Stick a body part in some other body part for all I care. It's if you're having fun, that's the key. So one of the things I've seen lately is it's just kind of cool now to pile on and say Hasbro has destroyed the community. Hasbro is going to come into your house and tell you what has to happen at your table. All that's crap. The other thing I find interesting is I see these posts now about we're going to take Hasbro down. We took them down. Hasbro's at the worst possible position they've been in ever. Let's take a little reality break here, folks. Okay, Hasbro is a multi-billion-dollar company. Dungeons and Dragons is a small part of what they do, a very small part. So let's take a look at the numbers, right? Because what qualifies me to do this? No, Hasbro doesn't pay me. I'm just a guy who likes to play the game. I do have a doctoral degree in experimental physics. I have looked at numbers my entire career. I'm a numbers kind of guy, and you can have any opinion you want, but the numbers don't lie. They never do. So let's look at Hasbro's third quarter report. The company does $1.5 billion in a quarter that doesn't involve the holiday season. That is not a company you're really going to take down. So yes, you look at this third quarter and say, oh, look, they lost some money. It's the third quarter for a toy company. They're gearing up for Q4, which happens to have Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, a lot of time when people give gifts to each other. You think they might be getting ready for something? Just a thought. But let's look at a few things inside the third quarter. 40% revenue growth in Wizards of the Coast, the company that everybody, part of the Hasbro is Wizards of the Coast, owns Dungeons and Dragons, it's now a subdivision of Hasbro. Everybody says, oh, Wizards of the Coast is dying. 40% revenue growth in Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming because of Baldur's Gate 3. Does that sound like a group that's just dying off, or does that sound like a group that has something that's just kind of doing pretty good? Now let's look at, oh, gee, we took down the company because Dungeons and Dragons are doing terrible. Franchise brands grew 8% behind the growth in Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, Hasbro Gaming, and Transformers. Right there, I've worked for multi-billion-dollar companies. You don't get a line like this in a quarterly report on page 4 unless it's been vetted by 90 different people, and you can back that thing up. And 8% growth inside there, mentioned this prominently, is not a small thing. That's huge. So growth inside there. You need to take down shit. Okay, the company's doing fine, and they're going to continue to do fine. If you don't like fifth edition, don't play it, but don't fuck it up for people that like it, actually enjoying it. Most importantly, don't shame them for enjoying what they're doing. Okay, growing up as a kid playing Dungeons and Dragons, I took a lot of crap for it, and I'm sure everybody else that still plays those older editions too did too. Why do you want to give crap to people who play a newer edition? Fucking let them enjoy themselves however they want to do it. So okay, let's look again. Wizards and digital segment profit margin expansion of 6.7 margin points behind growth in Wizards. And you're not taking down dick. These guys are doing just fine. And oh, gee, are we going to be able to take down Wizards of the Coast because of Dungeons and Dragons? Well, here, third quarter, they're prominently displaying these 6 product lines. If you were big enough to be something that would give Hasbro a headache, you would be on this page. Do you see Dungeons and Dragons on this page, or do you see Magic the Gathering, Monopoly Go, Baldur's Gate, Furby, Peppa Pig, which I still cannot get the theme song out of my head because my kids watched it so often. Now let's look at third quarter performance. Wizards of the Coast, $424 million, 40% increase year over year, operating profit of $200 million. That division is not hurting in the least. You haven't taken down shit. Stop the nonsense. Enjoy the game. Play the game, welcome new players, even if they're the edition you don't like, and say welcome to the community and enjoy yourself. The only division here that's hurting, everybody's going to claim credit for this, is the entertainment division because it lost a crap ton of money. Okay, you're all gonna say, "Oh, look, the Dungeons and Dragons movie, we did that." Well, first off, Dungeons and Dragons movie came out first quarter this year, very last day of first quarter. It would have impacted second quarter numbers. These are third quarter numbers. Okay, so yeah, it did hurt. Hasbro took a $25 million write down because of that movie. But inside these numbers, that $25 million write down because of the movie probably caused a lift into Baldur's Gate, probably caused a lift into Dungeons and Dragons sales. So yeah, it's called a loss leader. Some companies will actually kind of purposely lose money on something because it'll cause huge increases somewhere else. 25 million bucks to a company the size of Hasbro is sort of, when I worked in the defense industry, that's what they would kind of call vice president lunch money, right? It's huge dollars for a normal person like me or you. For a company this size, it's nothing. So if you dig into these numbers further and further, you'll see that, yeah, they're doing pretty good as a company. And yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is growing year over year over year. And if you look at the 9 month performance, you'll see, yeah, entertainment, they took a bath on that one. But again, 25 million bucks inside something that can sustain these kinds of numbers is not bad. Yes, they are losing money, but that's a 9 month performance. Remember, this is a toy company. Fourth quarter is all that matters to these people. All of this will be recovered in the next 3 months. So 9 month performance, I wouldn't worry about if I was working at this company. It's fourth quarter that really matters. So if you dig into it, with all the adjusted numbers and everything else, you'll see that the company diluted earnings per share $2. It's pretty good. The company is not hurting. Nobody took them down. They're going to be in business for as long as they want to be in business with numbers like these. Dungeons and Dragons will be part of their portfolio for as long as they want it to be part of their portfolio. Yes, they jacked it up with the OGL when they tried to make changes there, but that got fixed. And if you want to really kind of help Hasbro, if you really want to kind of help the RPG community, especially Dungeons and Dragons, when real things are wrong, like the OGL, go after them and they'll change it. If you're going to sit there and yell about every little tiny thing, they're going to stop listening to you at some point. So wait for big ones. Don't sit around and go, "Oh my God, they released this character and I disagree with you." Can't really just stop it. Just enjoy your table the way you want to enjoy your table, and stop trying to dictate to other people how they need to enjoy their table, which is kind of what you're blaming Hasbro for doing. So everybody, if you like the people you play with, that's the key. It's not about, "Oh my God, I have to like look at page 97 right now and look at paragraph 6 and say, is this the right rule for this moment?" And that just kind of ruins the fun for everybody. Sit down, relax, enjoy the game, enjoy the people you play with. If you don't have a group to play with and you want to try it out, contact me. I have people all over the country that reach out to me. So I'll be happy to kind of maybe try to connect you with somebody that will help you kind of learn the game as you go along. I'm always looking for a new table to play with, even if it's on a virtual tabletop. Yes, using D&D Beyond. And reach out if you want to learn more. Everybody have a great day.